Okay, in this doc and video, I'm going to review speed and velocity. Okay, so our velocity formula is right here. V equals g over t. V for speed or velocity, d for distance, t for time. So part of this is we're going to be looking at uh, what are distance units, what are time units, and what are speed units or velocity units. And so this is where we begin. We're going to use this as a triangle. This looks like this. Uh, d has to be over t, right? So d over t and v equals d over t. So just like that. And remember, this is the average velocity. We kind of just assume that when we're doing questions like this, because we don't care about fluctuations in speed and time. Okay, so a dog runs 300 meters in 25 seconds. So what we know is that the distance is 300 meters and the time is 25 seconds. And we want to find the velocity. So for all these, we're using this formula. And we want to find velocity. And so we're doing distance over time. And so to do that, we do v equals d of 300 meters divided by our time. I'll do meters divided by our time of 25 seconds. And that gives us an answer of 300 divided by 25 gives us 12 meters per second is our answer. Okay, it's got to be meters per second because those are our units that we use. And so for this one, we've got our distance of 10 meters. A cat walks 10 meters in a time of 6 seconds. So once again, we want the velocity, and velocity equals distance over time. And so what we're going to get is velocity equals 10 meters divided by 6 seconds. And that gives us 10 over 6 is 1.66. I should do an equal sign there. 1.6, and actually the second 6 rounds to a 7, and so 1.67 meters per second, right? Why is it meters per second? Because those are the units that we used. So I'm going to get you to pause the video and try the next two questions before looking at my answer. So pause the video now. Okay, now we're doing this question. A car drives 450 kilometers in 3.5 hours. We got different units here, but nonetheless, we should know by now that a distance, that this 450 kilometers is a distance, and 3.5 h for hours is our time. And once again, we're looking for velocity, and so we're going to get v equals distance of 450 kilometers divided by our time of 3.5 hours, and that gives us a final answer of 450 divided by 3.5. We get 128.57, which is 0.6. But what units are we going to use? We're going to use kilometers per hour. So kilometers per hour, because that's what we used here. So that was kilometers and hours. Hopefully you've tried this question. If not, pause first. Here, a cyclist covers 6,500 meters, that's a distance, and 1.5 hours, that's a time. No need to convert this to 6.5 kilometers, though you could. I wouldn't bother. Velocity here is 6,500 meters divided by 1.5 hours, and we get an answer of 6,500 divided by 1.5, 4,333.3 kilometers, or sorry, meters per hour. Okay, if you wanted to, you could convert this and say that this is actually 4.33 kilometers per hour. That's fine. That's an acceptable answer, a good answer. But both of these would be correct. These questions have all been pretty straightforward, finding the velocity when you're given a distance and a time. Now, what if we need to do it a little different? We got to use the triangle. So I'm going to redraw the triangle over here because it doesn't hurt to be seeing this triangle as you use it. So V equals D over T. That's our triangle. Let's read these questions and see what we got. A golf ball is traveling horizontally at 39 meters per second. We see meters as a distance, seconds as a time, but together they're neither a distance nor a time. They are a speed, a velocity. And so that's V. When you see m per s, that's a velocity. And it flies for 7s, 7 seconds. That's a time, okay, before hitting the ground. So what's the distance of this drive? So let's highlight a bit here. What are we looking for this time? We're looking for D. And so we're going to use D equals V times T, because V and T are on the bottom of this. And so since we're finding D, we're going to do V times T. And so what does this look like? Distance equals our velocity of 39 meters per second times our time of 7 seconds. That gives us 39 times 7 is 273. And distance units, we're doing a distance, and here our distance unit was m for meters. It was meters per second, but second, yes, this is a speed, but the speed was using meters as its distance unit. And so we're going to reuse the meters there. So that's our final answer, 273. So you saw how we use a triangle. I want you to pause the video and try B and C by yourself before carrying on. All right, I'll move forward now. Hopefully you've done the questions and you can see if you've done them right or wrong. A skydiver is falling at 56 meters per second. What kind of unit is that? This is meters per second. That's a speed. That's a V. And it has traveled 620 meters. They have 620 meters before they must pull their parachute, okay? So they know how far they can fall. And this is how far. Notice what I said there without even thinking. That's distance, okay? And how much time before they need to pull their chute. So we are using the same triangle, and we're looking for T. And if we're looking for T, we're going to do D divided by V. So time is distance divided by velocity, because that's how it looks here, D over V. And so we do that, and what we are left with is time equals our distance of 620 meters divided by our velocity of 56 meters per second. That gives us 620 divided by 56 is 11.1.07. So 11.1 meters, seconds, seconds. It's a time, and time here is seconds, S. Okay, in our speed, we were using seconds for a time. All right, last one. You should be able to find this out yourself. A cat climbs a 4.5 meter tree in 2 seconds. Well, what do we have here? These questions are a bit more tricky, so we got to be careful. A distance and a time, and what's the velocity is the question. Well, we know velocity is distance divided by time, and so we're going to do V equals D over T. This is just like the questions above, right? So what we are left with is V equals 4.5 meters divided by 82 seconds, and we get an answer of 4.5 divided by 82 is 0.055 meters per second. That's it for this video. I hope that helps. If this is a struggle and you want more questions like this, let me know.